Hi guys, this is the Gonzalo chapter in Seedfolks, and I'm going to read about 2/3 of it today, and then we can finish it next time for the Monday class. For the Friday class, it will all be available together. All right, Gonzalo in Seedfolks. The older you are, this starts on page 17. The older you are, the younger you get when you move to the United States. They don't teach you that equation in school. Big Brain, Mr. Smoltz, my 8th grade math teacher, hasn't even heard of it. It's not in Gateway to Algebra. It's Garcia's equation. I'm the Garcia. 2 years after my father and I moved from Guatemala, I could speak English. I learned it on the playground and watching lots of TV. Don't believe what people say. Cartoons make you smart. But my father, he worked all day in a kitchen with Mexicans and Salvadorans. His English was worse than a kindergartner's. He would only buy food at the bodega down the block. Outside of there, he lowered his eyes and tried to get by on mumbles and smiles. He didn't want strangers to hear his mistakes. That's on page 18. So he used me to make phone calls and to talk to the landlady and to buy things in stores where you had to use English. He got younger, I got older. Then my younger brothers and mother and Tio Juan, her uncle, came north and joined us. Tio Juan was the oldest man in his pueblo, but here he became a little baby. He'd been a farmer, but here he couldn't work. He couldn't sit out in the plaza and talk. There aren't any plazas here. And if you sit out in public, some gang driving by might use you for target practice. He couldn't understand TV, so he wandered around the apartment all day, in and out of rooms, talking to himself, just like a kid in diapers. One morning, he wandered outside and down the street. My mother practically fainted. He doesn't speak Spanish, just an Indian language. I finally found him standing in front of the beauty parlor, staring through the glass at a woman with a dryer over her head. That's on page 19. He must have wondered what weird planet he'd moved to. I led him home holding his hand, the way you would with a 3-year-old. Since then, I'm supposed to babysit him after school. One afternoon, I was watching TV, getting smart on the Brady Bunch. Suddenly, I looked up. He was gone. I checked the halls on all 5 floors of the apartment house. I ran to the street. Now we're on page 20. He wasn't in the bodega or the pawn shop. I called his name, imagining my mother's face when she found out he'd fallen through a manhole or been run over. I turned the corner, looking for the white straw hat that he always wore. 2 blocks down, I spotted it. I flew down the sidewalk and found him standing in front of a vacant lot, making gestures to a man with a shovel. All right, so let's pause there. That's on page 20. This chapter has about 2 more pages to it, and we can finish that next time. Thank you.